Hello and welcome. I'm Chelsea. I'll be guiding you through this 60-minute Vinyasa flow practice. So sometimes a little bit of movement is a great way to really bring us back to a place of stillness. So we will begin seated. So if you've got a block, propping yourself up on a block or a blanket or a cushion, and just give yourself a nice extended time to settle in there. So closing down the eyes, just feeling those points of contact with the earth, getting heavy through those points of contact as you lift up tall through the spine. And just feel yourself making that transition from the outer world, whatever you've been involved in up until now, whatever you have planned for later, and just feel yourself coming in. Settling into your body, settling into your breath. And let's take a moment just to be grateful for this wonderful art of yoga. So now is the time to really draw on our practice. So what a blessing that we have this sweet practice to come back to find a bit of support for ourselves in these challenging, uncertain times that we're all facing right now. So without any judgment, just checking in to just see where you're at, checking in with all the different layers of your being. So noticing how you're feeling physically, are there any little habitual areas of tightness? Anything you're holding on to there in your body? Noticing the quality of the mind. Is it a little busy? A little dull? Noticing any mood or emotion that might be there. So not trying to change any of this, just allowing yourself to be with what's there and whatever arises for you through this practice. And then remembering your higher intention for practicing. So what brings you to this practice? What keeps you coming back again and again? What matters the most to you? And as you take this time to reflect, you might like to bring the hands over the heart space, just placing the hands in the center of the chest, one on top of the other, or into Anjali Mudra. And just really making that connection, just applying your full focus and attention and listening there. And holding that intention in your heart as we practice together. So let's chant the sacred mantra Om one time. Exhale, empty the breath, clearing out. Breathing in, filling up as you prepare. Blinking the eyes open, and let's make our way into our beloved child's pose. So come on into extended child's pose. So bringing the big toes together, taking the knees wide, walking the hands all the way forward. And bowing down, just allowing the head to rest there on the earth, sinking the hips back towards the heels. And beginning to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. Funneling the breath at the back of the throat, and just tuning into that sweet audible sound, and the sensation, the feeling of the breath as it moves in and out of the body. And just reminding yourself here that when you're breathing, you're practicing yoga fully. So sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do so much and to do things the so-called right way, and we forget that the right way is just whatever works for us in each moment. So feel free to really back off from a lot of the movement today. Feel free to keep up with the intensity, just taking what you need, taking care of yourself. So breathing in as you make your way up onto all fours, coming into tabletop pose. So we'll move through a bit of wrist preparation here just to prepare us for our flow. So coming into tabletop, hands shoulder distance apart, knees are hip distance apart, and we'll just start to circle the shoulders over the wrists. So you can make those circles as big or as small as you like, just starting to feel that range of motion there at the wrists, and then circling the other way. So as you move the body, see if you can keep the hands plugging in, nice even connection through the inner and outer edges of the hands. And then coming back to the center, turning the hands so the fingers point out towards the sides of the body. We'll take a little lean from side to side. So just listening for that feedback of the body here, just backing out if anything doesn't feel good. And then coming back to the center, you can either keep the hands where they are, or if it feels appropriate, turning the hands so the fingers point all the way back towards the knees. And we'll just take a little lean forwards and backwards. So this time as you rock back, you can allow the palms to just gently lift off the earth. You can synchronize the movement and the breath. And then coming back to the center, we'll turn the hands all the way back to face forward. And we'll prepare for our first down dog of the practice. So just in your own time, tucking the toes, lifting the knees, peeling the hips up and back, and easing your way in. So taking any natural organic movement here as you just explore your first down dog of the class. And just letting go of any anticipation around the practice, any expectations. Sometimes we just have all these expectations and all they do is just really take us out of what's actually happening. So just letting your practice unfold, just breath by breath. So beginning to find stillness now in your down dog, pressing the earth away, spreading the fingers, feeling that sense of earthing through the hands and the balls of the feet. Breathing in as you roll forward into your first high plank pose. So you may like to walk the hands a little further forward or the feet back so you find this long line of energy in the body. So we're not sagging the bottom down, we're not sticking the bottom up, pressing the earth away, slightly doming the upper back, cores engaged, legs are active, smooth, steady ujjayi breath. So of course to modify, just take care of yourself, lowering the knees down to the earth. So breath will guide you. Breathing in, breathing out, lifting the hips up and back, coming back into your down dog. So try not to move the feet. We'll roll with the breath. It might be a slightly longer down dog here. Breathing in, lifting up onto the balls of the feet as you glide forward into your high plank. Exhale, hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And again, breathing in as you roll forward into high plank. So making every transition really purposeful. Exhale, hips up and back. Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. And again, breathing in, just synchronizing the body and the breath. This time we'll pause here. Exhale, lowering the knees to the earth, untucking the feet. We'll come all the way down to the front of the body. Slowly with control, keeping the elbows hugged in, maintaining the natural curves of the spine, landing the chin, landing the chest and the pelvis at the same time. Taking the hands out to the sides of the body, coming right up onto the finger pads. Breathing in as you rise up into Bhujangasana. So pressing down through the tops of the feet, really broadening through the chest. Drawing the heads of the arm bones back. And exhale as you lower down, planting the hands underneath the shoulders, making your way back to downward facing dog, your transition back. And taking a few steps to walk all the way to the top of the mat, we'll come into Uttanasana there. So feet can be together or hip distance apart. Just feeling the feet on the earth. Breathing in halfway lift, lengthening the spine, lifting the chest. Exhale as you bow down, touch the earth. And again, breathing into your Ardha Uttanasana. So chest moving forward, lengthening through the spine. Exhale as you bow down, dropping the head. One last time, breathing into your halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. Just taking a few breaths to round up, roll up to stand. So feet firming down, legs are active, stacking the spine vertebra by vertebra, raising the arms. Exhale as you float the hands down, Samastitihi. So closing down the eyes. Just taking a moment here in your mountain pose. Just take a few full deep breaths. Just either feel or visualize drawing in that prana, that energy into every cell in the body. It's nourishing you, revitalizing you. Holding that intention in your heart. Keeping that close. Surya Namaskar, a deep breath in as you raise the arms, drawing the palms together. Exhale, diving forward, touching the earth beneath you, Uttanasana. So bend the knees here as deeply as you need to. Inhale, take a halfway lift, lengthening through the spine, lifting the chest. Exhale, just step back to plank for the first round. Inhale as you prepare the body, pressing the earth away. Exhale, we'll all lower the knees to the mat for the first round, untucking the feet. Chest moves forward as you lower halfway down. So you create that little right angle there at the elbow joint. Breathing in, we'll come all the way down, lower the hips, lifting the chest, Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Exhale, hips up and back, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog, lifting from your center. 5 deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose. So staying attuned to that rhythm and flow of your Ujjayi breath. It's really anchoring you here and now. Helping to find the stillness in the body-mind. Breathing in as you bend the knees, coming up onto the balls of the feet, gazing forward and either walking or take a little spring. Uttanasana at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bowing down. Inhale, rounding up, rolling up to stand. Urdhva Hasta, drawing in that life force, that energy. Exhale, floating the hands down, Samastitihi. And again, deep breath in, raising the arms, feeling the body move. Exhale, diving forward, touching the earth beneath you, Uttanasana. Inhale, take a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga, your transition, planting the hands. You can step or lightly jump back, lowering down, all with the exhalation. So feel free to lower the knees, repeating what we did on the first round. Breathing in to your upward facing dog or your cobra pose. So breath guiding the body. Exhale from your center, hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Just recentering, reconnecting. If you feel like you're losing that connection to your breath anytime through the practice, just backing out, taking moments of rest as needed. Breathing in as you bend the knees, coming up onto the balls of the feet, gazing forward. Your transition to the top, step or spring. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. Empty the lungs, bowing down, dropping the head, breathing in, rounding up, rolling up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, floating the hands down, Samastitihi. Take one last round together, breathing in. Enjoy the breath. Exhale, diving forward, touching the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga, stepping or lightly floating back. Breathing in, upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, hips up and back, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. So pressing the earth away, wrapping the triceps back, feel the shoulder blades wide on the back body. If you feel like you're rounding through the spine, just bending the knees, lifting that energy of the sitting bones up and back. So just moving energy. Breathing in as you raise the right leg towards the sky, coming into a single leg down dog, lifting from the inner thigh, keep a nice neutral pelvis. Exhale, drawing the knee towards the nose, lightly stepping all the way through to a low lunge. So softening a little bit of that muscular resistance in the hips. Breathing in, raising the right arm towards the sky as you open up into a spinal twist. Mindfully gazing up towards the right fingertips. Breath flowing freely. Exhale as you lower the right hand down to the earth. We'll step the back foot forward, Uttanasana at the top of the mat. So feet can be together or hip distance apart. Breathing in, Utkatasana chair pose. So we'll sink the body weight down into the heels. Toes are relaxed. Legs are active and spine is long, lengthening through the spine. It's maintaining the nice natural curves of the spine. Breathing in, exhale as you step the right leg all the way to the back of the mat. We'll come into arrowhead, sweeping the arms back by the hips, lifting the chest. So that left hip crease drawing back, crown of the head moving forward. Breathing in, rising up, crescent lunge, high lunge. So feeling that stability there in the lower body. Feet are about hip distance apart. So you've got a nice, steady, stable foundation. And then exhale, open twist to the left. So keeping the spine long, palms facing away from you. And then breathing in, reversing your warrior. Ground the back heel to the earth, sweeping the left arm all the way up and over the body. So it's a reverse warrior two. So warrior two there in the lower body, back foot slightly turned in. Breathing into that left side body. Deep breath in. Exhale as you windmill the hands all the way down to the earth. Your journey back to down dog. So feel free to flow through a vinyasa, or just stepping back to your down dog. I'm going to step back to down dog. This is always a nice time to take a moment in child's pose as well, in between rounds. Just taking these moments of pause, to check back in, and finding this beautiful balance of steadiness and ease in our practice. And that's when it becomes this moving meditation. It's a meditation in motion. Breathing in as you raise the left leg towards the sky, single leg down dog. Exhale, drawing the knee towards the nose, stepping all the way through into your low lunge. So once you feel steady there, raising the left arm towards the sky, opening up into your twist. So keep a little lift of that right side of the pelvis and the right thigh. Sometimes that tends to go a bit dormant on us there. And then you can just allow the left side of the pelvis to naturally twist open with you there. Just making sure the lower back feels good. Exhale, lowering the left hand down to the earth. Right foot steps forward, Uttanasana at the top of the mat. Breathing in, Utkatasana chair pose. So just maintaining the natural curves of the spine in your chair pose. Sometimes we tend to stick the bottom out. Feels like we're going a little bit deeper. So nice long spine. Breathing in. Exhale, stepping the left leg back, arrowhead. So doing your best to just make every transition really purposeful, every breath purposeful. So arms sweeping back by the hips, keeping a nice little lift of the chest. Keeping some space between the belly and the thigh. Inhale as you rise up, crescent lunge. So maintaining nice neutral pelvis here, tailbone lengthens down, so not putting any pressure on the lower back. Breathing in, breathing out, open twist towards the right. So palms facing the side of the room. So mindfully gazing over the right shoulder. Breathing in as you reverse your warrior, ground the back heel to the earth, sweeping the right arm up and over the body. So warrior two in the lower body. So reverse warrior is more of a side stretch than a back bend. So breathing into that right side, feel that space you're creating there. Exhale as you windmill the hands to the earth, vinyasa or downward facing dog. So if you need a little bit more movement, moving through your flow, or just stepping back to your down dog. Checking back in, just feeling the effects of the practice. So you're moving towards a place of balance and ease, or is the practice creating more anxiety? Sometimes we need to just alter things a little bit so you move towards that place of balance and ease. So we'll flow with the breath now. So really staying connected to your body and your breath. If you're a little out of time with my count, don't be too concerned about that. And don't let things get rushed or hurried. Breathing in as you raise the right leg towards the sky. So taking the full length of the breath. Exhale, drawing the knee towards the nose, stepping all the way through to your low lunge. Breathing in, raising the right arm towards the sky, mindfully opening up into your twist. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Breathing into your chair pose, your Utkatasana. Exhale, right leg steps back, arrowhead. Breathing in, rising up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open twist to the left. Breathing in, reversing your warrior, ground the back heel. Exhale, windmill the hands to the earth, flowing or stepping back to your downward facing dog. Again, I'm choosing to skip the vinyasa. And we meet back up in our downward facing dog, breathing in, raising the left leg towards the sky. Exhale, stepping all the way through to your low lunge. Breathing in, raising left arms, peeling yourself open into your twist. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Breathing into your chair pose, your Utkatasana. Exhale, left leg steps back, arrowhead. Breathing in as you rise up to your crescent lunge, your high lunge. Exhale, open twist to the right. Breathing in as you reverse your warrior. Right arm sweeps up and over. Exhale, windmill the hands to the earth, vinyasa or downward facing dog. So if you're moving through your vinyasa, feel free to modify as needed. It's moving with purpose and control. Doing your best to really stay present for this moment, this breath, not anticipating what's to come. If things are getting challenging, just draw on your intention, come back to that larger purpose for practicing. Breathing in, right leg to sky, single leg down dog. Exhale, knee to nose, stepping all the way through to your low lunge. Breathing in, raising the right arm towards the sky, spinal twist. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Breathing in, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, right leg steps back, arrowhead. Breathing in as you rise up, crescent lunge. Just linking body and breath. Exhale, open twist. Inhale, reverse warrior two, ground the back heel. Exhale, hands to the earth, vinyasa or downward facing dog. So if you're losing that connection to your breath, just backing off, taking rest as needed. Never sacrificing the breath, just to make these shapes. Inhale, left leg to sky, single leg down dog. Exhale, knee to nose, stepping all the way through low lunge. Breathing in, left arm to sky, spinal twist. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Breathing in, halfway lift. And I added that one in. Let's come into chair. Exhale, left leg steps back, arrowhead, sweeping the arms back. Inhale, rising up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open twist to the right. Inhale, grounding the back heel, reversing your warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands all the way down to the earth. Again, your journey back to down dog, vinyasa, or just stepping back. And then once you arrive in your down dog, dropping the knees to the earth, coming into child's pose. So moment of stillness amidst the movement. So enjoy the stillness that you've created through the movement, through the practice. And this might be a nice time to renew your intention. Just holding that close. And just allow yourself to feel whatever has shown up, anything you've stirred up in the practice. And you're always just allowing these thoughts and feelings and sensations to arise and pass through. So feel free to stay here as long as you would like. If you're ready to move the body again, we'll come back into our downward facing dog. And breathing in as you bend the knees, coming up onto the balls of the feet, gazing forward, your journey to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. Breathing in, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale as you draw the palms down through the midline, leaning forward, deep twist to the right. So if it's there for you today, you can hook the left elbow around the right thigh. Otherwise, you can just lift up to more of an upright position. So you're not forcing the body into any places it doesn't want to go. Pressing the top palm into the bottom palm, really spinning the chest open here. Inhale, returning back to your Utkatasana. Preparing for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So just take your time with these balancing poses. Weight of the body to the right foot. We'll start to lower the right hand down towards the earth or your block if you have a block. Just on the pinky toe side of the right foot. So left hand can stay on the lower back or raising the left arm towards the sky. So externally rotating the top leg, rotating the torso open, finding some support in your breath. And then visualizing that reverse warrior. Now we'll step back to reverse warrior, bending the front leg, landing the left foot at the back of the mat, sweeping the right arm up and over the body. So if you didn't quite land in the right place, just readjusting as needed. Exhale, side angle pose. So your choice, right forearm to the right thigh or the inside of the right leg as you sweep that left arm up and over the body. So I'm firming down through the feet, keeping the right hip hugging in towards the midline. Just feeling the sensations in the body. Inhale as you rise up, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So setting your drishti, it's like the awareness of the pose depends on it. Sometimes when we start to scatter our gaze all around the room, we scatter our energy all around the room. Maintaining that focus. Deep breath in, exhale, windmilling the hands to the earth, lifting up onto the ball of the back foot, raising the right arm towards the sky, coming into a twist. So you can stay here or move into your Vashisthasana, your side plank, embedding the left palm into the earth. We roll onto the outer blade of the back foot. You can step the right foot back halfway down the mat, using that as a kickstand, or all the way down the mat, stacking the feet. So I'm pressing the earth away, left wrist just slightly in front of the shoulder rather than directly underneath it. I'm just embracing the wobbles, all part of it. Exhale as you release, Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Sometimes it's nice to flush things out with a Vinyasa if you don't need that extra movement, coming straight to your down dog. Breathing in as you bend the knees, coming up onto the balls of the feet, gazing forward, your journey to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Breathing in, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, drawing the palms together, deep twist to the left. So you want to keep the feet together, the knees pretty much in line, pressing the top palm into the bottom palm as you spin the chest open. So sometimes our twists feel like they're restricting the breath a little bit, which they do. So really staying attuned to Ujjayi. Breathing in, Utkatasana, chair pose. Preparing for a half moon on the left side. So weight of the body to the left foot, taking the left hand down to the earth or your block, just out in front of you on the pinky toe side. So you're stacking the left shoulder right on top of the left wrist. And then feel free to keep the right hand on the lower back or raising it towards the sky as you expand out. It's radiating out through the limbs, through the heart, through the crown of the head. And visualizing that reverse warrior, bending the front leg, stepping the right foot to the back of the mat, reversing your warrior. So left arm sweeps up and over. Exhale, side angle pose. Left forearm to the left thigh or the inside of the left foot. Sweeping the right arm all the way up and over the body. So you're creating that long line of energy through the right side, all the way from the heel right through to the fingertips. Finding a comfortable position for the head and the neck. If there's any unnecessary tension, just gaze down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2, second warrior. So lunging into the front leg, stretching the thigh bones apart as you lengthen through the spine. Exhale, we'll windmill the hands all the way down to the earth, lifting the back heel, coming onto the ball of the back foot, raising the left arm towards the sky, spinal twist. So pausing there or moving into your side plank. So on the outer blade of the back foot, you can step that right foot back halfway down the mat or stacking the feet. So finding a little bit of internal rotation in the top leg, flexing the feet, toes pointing back towards you, really broadening through the chest and the upper back. Deep breath in, exhale as you release, Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Just being true to you, taking what you need. Always like to practice today so we can practice again tomorrow, so you're not overdoing it. Breathing in as you bend the knees, coming up onto the balls of the feet, gazing forward, walking or lightly spring to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Taking the feet hip distance apart. We'll come into Padahastasana, lifting the feet, placing the palms underneath the feet. So you can bend the knees as deeply as you would like to here, or any other forward fold is appropriate if this one doesn't feel wonderful for you. So pressing down through the balls of the feet, just giving those wrists and forearms a nice little release there.
And keeping the shoulder blades broadening down the back, even here. Dropping the head. Softening with each breath. So feel free to stay here for the next couple of breaths. If you'd like to take a little crow pose to get back to downward facing dog, you can take it there. And then we will start to wind down from here. So feel free to stay if you're coming into crow. Planting the hands, shoulder distance apart, starting to bend the arms, creating a shelf for the knees. So taking the knees to the triceps, anywhere from just up underneath the armpits to just above the elbows. Chest moves forward, triceps hugging in towards the midline. You can lift one or both heels towards the buttocks. So steady, drishti, make sure you're still breathing. And your transition back. Stepping back or floating back, vinyasa or down dog. Breathing in as you roll forward into high plank pose. And we'll lower all the way down to the earth. So feel free to lower the knees to support you with that transition. Coming all the way down. Forehead resting towards the floor. Sweeping the arms back by the hips. You can stay there or clasp the hands, squeezing the heel of the hands, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Breathing in as you lift the head, the chest and the legs off the earth. Coming into Shavasana. So if there's any lower back issues, you might like to take the feet hip distance apart. Otherwise, it's a little deeper if you squeeze the inner ankle bones together. And just gazing down, keeping the neck long. Exhale as you release. So let everything go. You might like to create a little pillow for the head. Just let yourself get heavy here on the earth. Give the hips a little shuffle from side to side. Releasing any holding patterns of tension there. And we'll prepare for one more back bend. Breathing in as you bend the knees. Sweep the arms back by the hips. And just lifting everything off the earth. So you can stay here or reach back, taking hold of the feet or the ankles, preparing for your Dhanurasana, your bow pose. So if you're taking it there, lifting the chest, lifting the legs. You'll feel a bit of natural movement of the body as you breathe in and out. Just pressing the hands into the legs, legs into the hands. And then exhale as you release, lowering all the way back down onto the front of the body. And just let yourself pause and be still, feeling that nice little afterglow of your back bend. Whole back side of the body being flushed with light and warmth, oxygen. And we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. So your transition back. Breathing in as you raise the right leg towards the sky. Bending the leg, rolling the hips open. So feel free to stay there. If there's any shoulder issues, please pause here or flipping your dog. So landing the right ball of the foot, sweeping the right arm up and over the body. Opening up through the whole front of the body there. Pressing the floor away with that left hand. And then exhale, coming back through your single leg down dog. Right leg is high. Exhale, pigeon prep, taking the right knee just behind the right wrist. So that right thigh bone is out at a little bit of an angle. So you give yourself some space. Left leg extending straight back behind you at hip height. Breathing in as you lengthen through the spine. Breathing out as you bow down. So just easing your way in there. Just letting the body guide you in. So continuing to press down through that front shin, drawing that left thigh bone right back up into the socket. And those two actions will help you to keep a nice neutral pelvis. So you've still got this beautiful balance here of steadiness and ease. Just diving into the breath. It's always there for you to draw on. Always there for you to come back to. Find a little bit of support. And then exhale as you just gently start to release. We'll meet back up in our down dog. So just take as many breaths as you would like to release from that one, any little movements that the body is wanting or craving to release. And breathing in as you raise the left leg towards the sky, bending the leg, rolling the hips open. So again, feel free to pause, or you may like to flip your dog, rolling forward, landing the left ball of the foot on the earth as you sweep the left arm up and over the body. And just enjoy here. Take a few deep, expansive breaths, connecting to that inner smile. And then exhale as you ease your way back through your single leg down dog. Left leg is high. Exhale, sweeping that leg all the way through to your pigeon prep. So do take your time to set up, finding your foundation. So lengthening, lifting up out of the pelvis and the lower back, so you create space there rather than compressing. And then exhale as you bow down, just easing your way in, breath by breath. So closing down the eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Turning your attention within and really just embrace whatever arises. And this is the practice. Not always an easy practice, but really essential work. And then that skill is there for us in our lives. When we come up against difficult circumstances, we can remember this place of peace and calm within, a part of us that remains unchanged. It's always there to draw on. Sometimes we just need to quiet things down enough so we can reconnect to that part of ourselves. And then begin to release, walking the hands all the way back in towards you. This time we'll just take a seat from here. So shifting over onto the left side of the pelvis, extending both legs out in front of you. And we'll meet up in our Dandasana, our staff pose. So you may like to prop yourself up on some height here. If you have your blanket handy, it just allows for a little bit more openness in the hips. So breathing in here as you lengthen through the spine. If you feel like you're losing the natural curves of the spine and rounding the spine, just bend the knees. So inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, gently folding forward. So just coming to that first point of resistance where you feel a bit of a stretch in the hamstrings. Pausing there, tuning into the breath, and then just letting the breath guide you in to any deeper variations. So you're active through the legs, internally rotating the legs. And perhaps for these last few moments, just finding a little bit more softness there in the upper body. You can just let the back round ever so slightly, maybe dropping the head down, letting any heaviness to start to melt off the shoulders. And just let the calming effect wash over you here, just soothing and calming the nervous system. And then begin to round up, roll up. And we'll make our way all the way onto the back of the body from here. So lowering down, slowly with control, draw both knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze. So really moving into this more nurturing phase here. So our Vinyasa practice can be a bit of a heating practice, creates a little bit of heat, so really slowing things down. Drawing the right knee in towards the chest, extending the left leg long on the earth. Exhale as you guide that knee all the way over to the left, coming into a spinal twist here. So take up lots of space. Take the right arm out to shoulder height, turning the palms towards the sky. And if you're comfortable doing so, closing the eyes for these last few moments together. Really taking your awareness inside, letting the breath take you a little deeper into stillness. You might like to revisit your intention in these moments. It really allows us to take our practice to that deeper level. And then exhale as you make your way back to the center, placing both soles of the feet back down on the floor. Lift up the hips, place them back down, breathing in as you draw the left knee to the chest, extending the right leg long. And then exhale, guiding that knee to the right, left arm out at shoulder height, palm facing the sky, keeping the back of that left shoulder head drawing down. And just let yourself get heavy here. Feel the earth beneath you. Letting gravity really support you here, just allowing you to relax. Just relaxing into gravity's embrace. And exhale as you ease your way back to the center. We'll come into just a final happy baby here, bending the legs, flexing the feet, stacking the ankles on top of the knees. If it's accessible, you can take hold of the outer edges of the feet. Otherwise, might be a little bit more like the ankles or even the thighs as you draw the knees down towards the outer edges of the rib cage. And broadening through the chest, drawing the heads of the arm bones back. You might like to take a little rock here, just a slow, controlled rock from side to side. Or any other movements that you feel like the body is wanting or craving before we move into stillness. And then when you feel ready, just setting up for a nice deep relaxation in Shavasana. So if you do have props, feel free to prop yourself up. You might like to place a bolster underneath the knees or a blanket over the body, just making sure you're comfortable and warm, closing down the eyes and giving yourself this gift of relaxation, allowing yourself to really deeply let go. Relaxing the head and the face, relaxing through the shoulders and the arms. Releasing the chest, the back, and the belly. Just noticing if there's any tension in the belly. Just asking the belly to relax. And releasing through the hips, the thighs. The knees and the feet.
So breath by breath, just feeling the whole body relax. Feeling the sweet release. And just last few moments here. Just breathing, nurturing, soothing. Just allowing yourself to be you just as you are. Beginning to bring your attention back to your breathing. Inviting in some deeper breaths. Just bringing some small conscious movement back into the body. It's reawakening again from the inside. Take a stretch. Stretching the arms all the way up and over the body, bending the knees, rolling yourself to one side. So we don't want to jump straight back into action, just taking last few moments here in this nurturing position on the side of the body. And then please take your time, just taking the next few breaths or so to find your way back up to your comfortable upright seat. So keeping the eyes closed. Drawing the palms together at the heart space and just thanking yourself for making this commitment to your practice. It really is one of the most beautiful gifts that you can give to you, to your spirit. We'll seal in our practice with the mantra Om together. Exhale as you clear the breath out, emptying the lungs. Take a deep, slow, full breath in. Gently bowing the head to your heart. Namaste.